Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be transforming some paint cans into spring decor. Now I have lots of these paint cans left over from all the painting I've been doing in our new home. And I normally just clean them out and recycle them, but I thought why don't I save a few and make some little buckets out of them for spring. Now I'm just going to use this chalk paint here. I got this at Walmart a few years ago. I'm going to paint it with this blue. Now that it's all painted, I'm going to take some sandpaper and I'm going to rub off some of the paint to show the black along the edges, the rim at the top and at the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to scuff this up a little bit more. And I want to put some on the sides too. And you know what? I can use my fingernail too. So I'm going to continue doing this around the can, but not on the front part, just the sides and the back. So I'm going to stencil on the front. All right, here's the back and here's the front that I'm going to stencil. And I'm just going to use this French script stencil here. I got this at Amazon, I don't know, a year or two ago. I am just going to take some black craft paint and use my stencil brush, and I don't want to go too dark and I don't want to go too light, so I have to keep checking it here. So I'm going to continue to stencil here, and I'm also going to use some more pieces of the stencil here, like where you can see the pear, so I'm going to put that on there, and maybe a few more things from that bottom part of the stencil is also going to go on the paint can here. Plus probably some more of the script. Alright, so I'm going to continue doing this. Normally, you can tape your stencil down, but it will definitely pull the paint off, so you have to hold it. Okay, so here it is all done. Now I want to put some of this scrapbooking paper that I printed off from the Creative Fabrica, and everything I'm using here is from Creative Fabrica, all the papers that I just printed off. I'm just marking it with my fingernail and I'm going to cut it. Okay, line it up and cut it. Alright, so I want to put it just like that. Now before I put that on, I also printed this off of Creative Fabrica, and this is just on regular copy paper. I'm going to cut out this bunny. I thought he was so cute. I like him because he has blue eyes. And they will go perfect with the blues that I'm using. So I'm just going to carefully cut him out with my scissors. And you can see that stencil there. I'm just going to be using part of the laurel on each side of the V, because instead of the crown, I'm not going to have the crown or the ribbon at the bottom and not the bee. I'm going to actually do it where the bunny head would be where the bee is. Okay? I'm just going to line this up on here. And again, I'm going to put the bunny head right here, and I'm going to stencil something else above the bunny head. So I am just going to be taking some of my black craft paint again. Get this lined up. And I don't want to go super heavy on this either. I always like to go a little bit lighter because you can always add more. Can't take away. And I didn't want to ruin this paper. Okay. All right. And we'll get the other side done here. Okay, so get this finished up here. And I think that looks good. But you know what? I need just a little bit more right there. That one just didn't get dark enough. Okay, got a little bit more down here to do too. All right, and the bunny is going to sit right there. Now I'm going to get my stencil for here. So here's this cologne, French cologne stencil I have, and I just put the blue painter's tape on what I don't want to use. And I just want to use that section there. Yes, I know it's cologne. It's bunny water. Perfume water. Yeah, bunny perfume water. Again, I'm just going to use the black paint and stencil it on here. All right, so let's see how it's looking. I just want to put a little bit more on there. Okay, so here's how it's turned out with the stenciling, and I'm going to be Mod Podging the bunny head on here. Okay. Make sure I get enough on here. All right, let's try to center this the best I can. Just going to eyeball it. I think that looks good. All right, so there he is. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to Mod Podge it on to the can. All right, so I did the Mod Podging on here, and I want to put some lace trim here at the top. So I'm just going to hot glue it on. So I'm going to continue gluing this around. And this is all that I'm going to be doing to this can. Got one little section left. I think this turned out so cute. All right, now we're going to go to the next one. I actually have two more to do. Here's number 2 with this can, and I'm going to use this antique white paint on it, just my craft paint, because I want it to have some grooves to it, because I'm going to take this burnt umber and I'm going to take a damp piece of paper towel and rub it in. And I like to show all the little lines that you can see from the paintbrush versus spray painting these, but you can also spray paint them. It's been a little too cold here to go out and spray paint, so I'm going to do a lot of hand painting. All right, so I got that done, and I've also just scraped off some of the paint with my fingernail. And I have some more of this paper that I printed off that I want to put on here. But first I want to tear off the edges on the sides. All right, so let's get the sides torn off here. And I'm actually going to do some stamping on this can besides with the paper. All right. There we go, and I'll just be Mod Podging it on here. Now that I have that done, I actually didn't like the way it looked, so I used my light buttermilk and painted over the whole thing. Sometimes you have to start all over. But I did do some taking off of the paint with my fingernail around the edges. So I have this IOD stamp here, and I'm going to use this pattern here. Just going to get my stamping pad out and put some ink on here. And I'm going to stamp it on the back of the can. Let's turn this over. Just going to press it down. All right, and there it is. I'm going to do it in a few more spots on here too. I also want to use some of this paper that I printed off in that Creative Fabrica. So here it is finished, and I printed off a few pieces. It's like a romantic Paris theme. That was really cute. And I tore the edges of these two. And this one I'm going to leave straight because I'm going to embellish this picture. So I'm just going to Mod Podge it on. Some Mod Podge on here. Okay. And, oops, stay still. I like it sideways like this. I'm going to press this down. And then I'm going to put the other two on the back, and then a few more other pieces that I found with this download. All right, so what I've done here is I took some of this bead trim from the Dollar Tree and some of my ribbon and I just hot glued it on, and this is what I'm going to be putting at the top, this trim piece here. As you can see, I have some more of that paper that I Mod Podged on the back. Just going to be hot gluing this around the rim. And I don't even remember where I got this trim. I've had it for a very long time. It's a little fuzzy looking. I love it. I think it'll look really cute on here. All right, so now I'm going to be working on number 3. And I just painted this with some white chalk paint. Again, here's some of the paper that I printed off. We're going to do more of the hot pink and green theme on this can because I'm going to use it in my dining room. And I'm going to be tearing all the edges of this paper. All right, so now I have all the edges, and I'm just going to place it here like so. I'm going to Mod Podge it on. What would we do without Mod Podge? All right, so let's get a lot of Mod Podge on here. And then I'm just going to place it on the can. Line this up where I want it. It's hard working with these cans. They like to roll on you. Don't know if that's where I want that one. Pull it up. Here we go. All right. Get that smoothed down. I think that looks really cute. And then I have some more of the paper here, this pink and white, that I want to put on here. I'm going to cut it down just a little bit and just Mod Podge it on, I think on an angle like this. Alright, so I cut it down just a little bit. Trying to figure out the placement here. So I'm just going to Mod Podge this on. Get it all buttered up with Mod Podge. Alright, so this is ready to go on. Now this pink and white one I got from I got all this from Creative Fabrica. I just got this from a different collection. But you can see the other pieces over here to the right. They are part of the collection with that first piece. I'm going to get this pressed down. Got to put a little more Mod Podge. This one I went on the heavier paper. I should have done it on the copy paper instead. All right. So here is the next piece that I'm going to put on. I love this. This is so cute with the little rain boots. And it's the perfect colors to use in my dining room. You got the umbrella, a little tote bag, and a scarf. Isn't that just adorable? All right, so I have some of this paper here that I want to do some cutouts of. And I went ahead and found some polka dots. They're about the same color that was in the piece of paper I showed you, but they're much smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm just taking a stamp that I have, and I'm just going to randomly stamp this, like so. Some of them dark, some of them light. This is actually going to go on the back of my can because I didn't really feel like scuffing this one up or anything. But I do like the color of it because I will be Mod Podging a few things over this too, like I did on the last can. I'm going to put this one over here. All right, so now what I want to do, I do have it Mod Podged on. This is another part of the collection. I'm going to cut out this one right here. And this is a little bit opposite, where the rain boots are the pink color instead of the cream. All right, so I'm just gonna put that on about right there. And then I cut out a few pieces from the other paper I showed in the beginning, and I'm gonna Mod Podge those on. Okay, let's get some Mod Podge. I'm just going to put this one on over here on the corner. Get that glued down. And this is on that thicker paper, so it is kind of hard to get it glued down. I was going to do something different with it, but I decided to cut it up. So I think I'm going to put this one about right there. Okay, so now that I have everything done, I'm going to go along the side here with some of my lace trim. I'm going to cut that off and have two pieces of it, one for each side. All right, and I'm just going to hot glue this on. So I'm getting the other piece here. I know it's hard to see, I was out of the camera a little bit, sorry about that. It's hard to tell sometimes when you're doing this. All right, so let's just do it right here. It's going to go along with the glue gun. And I did just a really light bead of glue, which I probably shouldn't have because it already dried on me. Should always go thicker. Okay, let's do the other side. And we'll get that one pressed on. And again, I didn't get it thick enough. All right, so now I want to put some lace at the top and the bottom. So I got my pieces cut, and I'm just going to hot glue. I'm going to start in the front and the middle and just work my way to the back. I think this is so adorable with these little rain boots and umbrellas. Like the cutest little scrapbook paper. All right, let's get that one on. Okay, now I need to do the bottom. I did get the bottom done, and I'm using these pink buttons on the corners here, and they are like the perfect color. I don't know how that happened. I've had these for years. Just going to hot glue them on the corners. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of this flower lace trim here, if I can get it open. Couldn't find the stick pin. There it is. All right, so I'm just going to cut a couple of the flowers off because I'm just going to hot glue them on. All right, so there's my two flowers. I'm going to put one over here on this corner of the pink paper and the other one on the opposite end. And that one's glued down. All right, I just think this is so adorable, but you know what? I just want to add one more thing to it. I'm going to take some ribbon and some lace that I cut up, and I just tied it onto the side here. And I'm going to leave it really long. I think it looks really nice flowing like this. All right, so let's see how they all look together. Here they are. So I just kind of threw flowers in. I don't really have this the way I would do it. I think I'm going to use this bunny here on my kitchen table. And of course, this is going to go in my dining room. And I have something really cute that's hot pink that will go perfect with this. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one. I might put it in my entry. That's one spot I haven't decorated yet, so definitely. Just might pop that over on my console table. All right, that is it for the video. I hope that you enjoyed it and I could give you some ideas how to use paint cans for decor. You can use this for any season, everyday decor. And don't forget, always save your cans and your jars because those make great decor too. I want to wish everybody a very wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.